Hi guys, you're welcome back to Solar and Beyond with Kene. In today's episode, we are going to be speaking about common solar myths that have existed over the years. Today, we are going to be speaking about misconceptions and then we address if these are actually true or not. The first misconception we're going to be addressing today is that solar only works when it's sunny. Is this statement true? Let's address it. Many people actually believe that solar panels don't generate power when it's cloudy or when it's rainy. The truth? Solar actually does in fact generate power when it's cloudy and rainy. However, the generation is lower as compared to when it's sunny, which actually does make sense. Solar actually generates 10 to 25% of the available power over the period where it's raining. Is that clear now? Does that clarify that? Germany is quite a winter country, so it means that there's so much winter over the year. But then Germany is one of the countries that has the most amount of renewable energy sources, such as solar. How does this actually work? That tells you that's because of that. That's because solar actually does generate power when the weather is actually cold or when it's winter. However, just not as much as when it's sunny. That's the first misconception. What is the second misconception? The second misconception is actually that solar actually requires too much maintenance. Is that true? Let's address that again. Solar, in fact, actually does require very less maintenance. The maintenance period actually works probably yearly or biannually. That's it. And what do you do during this maintenance period? You actually do your routine checks on your solar panels by cleaning your solar panels. The more you clean them, the more yield of production they generate. Secondly, you check for loose connections or loose cables in your solar system. That's another thing you check. In fact, most solar panels actually have a lifespan of 25 to 30 years. But then, how does this work? Solar panels come with a standard warranty. Most solar panels actually come with a standard warranty of 25 to 30 years. What happens after 25 to 30 years? Do the solar panels go bad or not produce power anymore? That's incorrect. What does happen this period is that the generation actually drops over the years. What scientists have actually worked out over, and engineers actually have worked out over time, and they predict that the solar production actually drops over a 20-25 year period by around 20%. So meaning you can expect to generate there about 80% of your year one's capacity by year 20 to 25. So what happens is that the generation only drops over time, however, the solar still produces. Another myth that people talk about is that solar cannot power my home. What people in fact don't understand is no matter how big or small your home, your commercial business is, solar can power as much as you want it to power. However, this just depends on the use case application. There are various solar sizes that actually your installer would actually size your property or your power based on your available usage. Solar can in fact power your house by 50%, 60, 70, and even totally off-grid 100%. It just depends on what you want, your application, and the advice from your local installer. Another myth people think about, or people say a lot, or that has trended over the years, is solar panels aren't environmentally friendly. Once again, this is a myth that's actually incorrect. In fact, critics always speak about manufacturing and the disposal of solar panels. The truth? Panels offset their production footprint in 1 to 3 years. Isn't that great? That's actually a good one if you ask me. So, solar panels are actually great for whatever application you want. Like I mentioned previously, they actually last 25 to 30 years. If you ask me, that's actually very good. Another myth that people talk about, or people that have been trending over the years, is that solar reduces the value of my property. That's also incorrect once again. In fact, I'll always advise, as soon as you install your solar systems, reach out to your local insurance company to actually insure your solar panels alongside with your property. In fact, if you ask your insurance company, they will actually tell you that the value of your property actually does in fact increase the moment you install solar panels. And that's because everybody wants confidence that there's always going to be power generating in my home, my business, my property, as the case may be. So when someone wants to buy your property and then you tell them that there is actually a guarantee that you have solar on your property, they would actually have the peace of mind, and in fact that actually does increase the value of your property. What is another myth that people talk about? Let's dive through it again. Solar is too expensive. Is solar expensive in fact? I'll tell you something. Solar is in fact not expensive or less expensive compared to grid. However, there's various ways to calculate this. This myth could have been true 15 to 20 years ago. But guess what? In today's world, solar actually outperforms and is less expensive than your local grid. In episodes to come, I'll break that down. For the purpose of this episode, we are going to be sticking to the myths. Solar is less expensive than grid. Solar prices have actually dropped by over 80% in the last 15 to 20 years. Isn't that great? If you ask me, it definitely is great. Another myth that people actually speak about a lot. Solar damages your roof. I laugh every time I hear this one. I'll in fact tell you now with all confidence that solar does not damage your roof. The installation process of solar is actually based off the type of roof sheeting that you have. Some of your roof sheetings do not actually require penetration. Some actually do require penetration. However, roofs that require penetration actually being sealed properly. There is actually a technique the mounting structure suppliers provide to the solar companies to actually seal your roofs properly, which actually does avoid water leakages. That's a very good one if you ask me. What is another myth that people generally speak about that we don't know about or that we hear over time? Another myth that actually people speak about is that solar panels don't last long. That's incorrect again. Solar panels actually do in fact last long. I'll actually tell you the average warranty period on your solar materials or equipment actually you have that make up your solar system. Solar panels, average of 20 to 30 years. That's what your warranty is. However, your solar panels will not break after that warranty period. They actually drop by around, the production actually does drop by around 20%, which gives you an 80% production capacity in year 20. That's actually good if you ask me. Inverters. Most inverters come with a standard 5 to 10 year warranty. Once again, does it break after 5 to 10 years? No. So I'll always advise you actually take up warranty on your solar panels and your inverters. Another major equipment I would like to speak about are your batteries. If you ask me, I'll always suggest lithium-ion batteries, your supercapacitors. They're very great batteries. What warranty period typically do they come with? They typically come with 8 to 10 year warranty period or 6,000 cycles. 8 to 10 year warranty for a battery is good that's actually very great if you ask me. This actually does work very well. So with this few points I've spoken about, you can actually see that your solar panels actually do last over time, which is very good. Our call to action in this situation is to actually root for solar. Solar is actually great for the environment. It's actually great by subsidizing you power or your electricity by as much as 100%, depends on what type of system you go with. I spoke about the types of system in the first episode. If you forgot to watch that one, please go back to the first episode to watch. Thank you guys for watching today. Please click on the notification button, subscribe button, like this video and drop your comment, and I'll be willing to actually answer all the questions or concerns that you might have. Bye for now. See you on the next one.